Oh yeah, 1 minute, 1 minute. Come the countdown, 1 minute, folks. We got some football stuff to get into tonight. It's a very interesting things to talk about football tonight. It is the NFC wild card. We got 1 minute. Go ahead, get your go pull you some drink. Make you a Coke, drink some water or beer or whatever you like to drink, or get some chips, get some smack on, and get into this entertainment. Hey, I'm not gonna be here for long tonight. We got 27 seconds left, folks. 27 seconds, and we count down. Less than 25. Yep, I'm coming. Get into some of this stuff this weekend, Oh yeah, 15 seconds, folks. 15 seconds. T minus 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yep. Welcome to the show, everybody. Welcome to the show, everybody. Very exciting week in football again. Recapping today's NFL wildcard playoff games. I get into tomorrow stuff tomorrow night, but tonight we're gonna talk about these two games here. I'm not gonna be here long at all. Just go over these games and get some commentaries, go over the box scores and stats and things of that nature, and who these teams are going to be matched. I know what the next. Well, one game we know for sure that's going to happen next week. I get into that in a minute, but let's go ahead and get into these games real quick. For some reason, I picked San Diego. I keep saying San Diego. I keep thinking they're the San Diego Chargers, but they're actually the Los Angeles Chargers, what they were before. But at any rate, I just knew LA. The Chargers are gonna win that game. It looked like they came out there pretty strong, though, man. For real, they came out there pretty strong. But hey, you know how they go now. They did go to Houston, and Houston, man, we're gonna end for them, especially their Christmas debacle. But I'm going to get to these scores real quick, man, and go over some things with y'all real quick. Let's go ahead and get to these NFL playoff wild card games this weekend, man. It just went down. These games are coming up tomorrow. I get into that in a second. Let's go ahead and start off with the Chargers and the Texans, which basically kicked off the NFL wild card playoff. Playoffs this weekend. With San Diego 12. I keep saying San Diego. Oh my God. Los Angeles, the Chargers 12, the Houston Texans 32. Justin Herbert. Old boy came out. He came out playing pretty good, throwing the ball pretty good. Receivers dropping the balls and everything, but he caught up with him at the end. 242 yards passing, 1 touchdown. Old boy threw 4 interceptions. Crazy. 4 interceptions. Woo, against Houston and that kind of defense that they got. Oh no, you definitely won't be winning that game right there. J.K. Dobbins with just 26 yards rushing. Gus Edwards with just 22 yards rushing. Hey, guess what? Ladd McConkey. Hey, listen, let me tell y'all something real quick. Hey, listen, believe it or not. Oh, my bad. Ladd McConkey is actually, man. Hey, Ladd McConkey, 197 yards passing and a touchdown with it as well. Yeah, Ladd McConkey, and just look, was he a rookie? I think he got drafted this year, if I'm not mistaken. But he got drafted last year. But old boy has come along. Ladd McConkey is that it dude. Ladd McConkey is relatively a him for the Chargers. 197 yards receiving, 1 touchdown, and he pretty much was the bright spot for the Chargers today. And the defense played pretty good too, but it wasn't enough to stop that Texans offensive machine they had. And Texas, that defense that the Texans have, that's a dangerous defense right there. I'm scared of them boys. And they got 3 sacks today too. So, and they got 1 touchdown. Okay, actually they got 1 touchdown. And basically 2 field goals, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 2 field goals. 1 touchdown, 2 field goals. And that was crazy. But moving on to Houston, man. Balled out today. C.J. Stroud, 282 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Joe Mixon showed up today. Joe Mixon, okay? Guess what? 106 yards rushing, 1 touchdown. Nico Collins, a touchdown. 122 yards from Nico Collins. Oh boy, showed up. Even with the absence of Tank Dell and Stephon Diggs, Nico Collins really showed up for this game today. And the Texans defense, guess what? 4 sacks and 4 interceptions. And Eric Murray from the Texans with basically a pick 6 for the Texans, and also Derek Stingley Jr. with 2 picks also, and Kamara Lassiter with the interception. And basically, you know, Texans came in, capitalized on the offense. And you know, the Texans, hey, believe it or not, hey, the Texans playing pretty dangerous, man. And that defense that showed up, Will Anderson Jr. and the rest of them guys on that Texas defense, they showed up pretty good today. The Texans, congratulations, y'all got the energy. Texas playing lights out. I'm gonna get to who they playing next. We already know who they're gonna play next. I'm gonna get that in a second. But moving on, let's go ahead and move on to the Steelers and Ravens game, which is a relatively a big time marquee matchup. It's kind of like, you know, kind of like what it used to be with Chicago and Green Bay used to be way back in the day. I mean, you know, with George Halas and Coach Lambeau when they played, you know, back in the day. This is second to that rivalry. Probably the second biggest rivalry or oldest rivalry in the NFL. But Steelers and Ravens, Steelers 14, Ravens 48. Lamar Jackson and company playing like they playing. Look, Lamar Jackson playing like he won. Hey, Lamar Jackson playing like he already won the Super Bowl. Like he's trying to get to it. Like he's trying to get there. But Russell Wilson, 270 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Not a bad deal. That's the only touchdown, you know, that they got today. Najee Harris got shut down with just 17 yards of rushing. Now, George Pickens, 87 yards receiving, a touchdown. Could have had 2 of them, but, you know, he pushed off and it got a penalty on that offensive pass interference, so they called it back. But he did get the touchdown. Also, Van Jefferson, 37 yards receiving and 1 touchdown as well. Still only 1 sack. But guess what? Baltimore, this is crazy about this. Let me tell you something. They got 21 points in the first half. 308 yards of offense just in the first half. That's how dangerous them boys is. They dangerous like that. And Lamar Jackson ran the ball, passed the ball, threw the ball, scored, did everything in between. As a matter of fact, it was one drive, I think since it hadn't happened since 2005, 6, 7, 8. I think it was like 20-year record. What it was with Baltimore basically went down on the scoring drive, straight runs. Been like 20-some odd years since that's happened. So Baltimore coming back and not coming back, but more so Baltimore achieving that milestone. Also, Derrick Henry surpassing or Derrick Henry passing Larry Zonker's playoff record passing Larry Zonker as being the 9th all-time rusher in playoff runs in the playoff, run yardage in the playoffs in the NFL. So, in case you young people don't know who Larry Zonker is, play for the Miami Dolphins. Look, do a Wikipedia on Larry Zonker for those of you who don't know who Larry Zonker is. I mean, hey, old boy was a legend, icon. Derrick Henry passing this dude. This like Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson are basically in Hall of Fame stratosphere right now. But look up Larry Zonker. Look up Larry Zonker, LARRYZONKA, Larry Zonker. I think it's what you spell his last name. Look up Larry Zonker, and then look up Larry Zonker, and then pay attention to Derrick Henry. So passing an all-time great in the NFL, an iconic figure. So Derrick Henry, yes, came in, scored like game busters. I'm gonna get back to this game real quick, and like I said, I won't be here long. I got 2 games just to cover. All right, now I did Pittsburgh. I did the Steelers. Now Lamar Jackson, check this out. 175 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. Now also not only that, he got 81 yards rushing. He got no rushing touchdown, but it don't matter. He kept drives alive. Derrick Henry, 26 carries, 186 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, 7.2 yards of rush, 44 yards rushing is the longest one. Now, with the fact that Zay Flowers being out, guess what? Isaiah Likely stepped up. Mark Andrews stepped up. Them tight ends stepped up and took care of business. And Baltimore with 4 sacks today too. Pressured Russell Wilson all day long. Nnamdi Matabuke. I don't know how you pronounce the last name, but forgive me, I'm butchering it. 2 sacks today. Baltimore, the Ravens. Congratulations to the Ravens. They got the energy, and Baltimore, they out there playing like they're hungry. Hold on for a second. I'm sorry. Baltimore out there playing like they're hungry. Baltimore, they hungry. They're determined, and like I said, the Ravens and the Texans, they got the energy. I'm gonna go ahead and get to these other. Now they go to the next round. Let me get to this next round real quick. Now let me pull this up real quick. Here we go right here. Let me hit this right here. Now this is just now. Don't pay attention to this side right here, y'all. Well, don't pay attention to the left side, but more so to the right side, because the AFC games came on today. Between the Texans and the Chargers, beating the Chargers and the Texans, they have to go play Kansas City next. The Ravens beating the Steelers, Ravens in the AFC divisional round, and now they have to play whoever they have to go play. Well, if the Bills win tomorrow, which I think they possibly will, the Ravens will have to go to Buffalo. Or if the Broncos just so happen to beat the Bills, they will have to play the Ravens. They will have to go to Baltimore and play the Ravens. So this is going to be an interesting matchup. So next week, so division rounds already locked up for the AFC next week, with the Texans playing the Chiefs. And, at least one game is locked up for next week. So we know that the Texans and the Chiefs are playing next week in the division round. They had to go to Kansas City and play that game. Also, the Ravens advancing to the division round. That game between the Bills and the Broncos will be played tomorrow. I think that's the first game of the afternoon, if I'm not mistaken. And also, the NFC, pretty much tomorrow is pretty much going to be an all NFC day. I mean, today was AFC day, and other with the exception of the Bills and Broncos game. Now, also tomorrow, pretty much from tomorrow all the way up to Monday will be NFC. Of course, with the Packers playing the Eagles. The Packers playing the Eagles. No, I'm sorry. First off, Broncos playing the Bills, probably the first game. Then the Packers and the Eagles. And then the Commanders, and then the Bucks, and then that game on Sunday night with the Vikings and the Rams. Now, in particular, about the game tomorrow night with the Vikings and the Rams, actually, because of the LA fires, the wildfires at LA, I heard it's getting bad out there. Look, you thought it was bad out there right now. They're talking about, it basically went all the way down to Malibu, burnt up all the $1 million houses. It's going up to the Bel Air area. So they're up on the evacuation warning. Because of those fires that are out there, that game hasn't been postponed. It's relatively been moved to Glendale, Arizona, where, they be playing. Basically, the game will be played at the neutral site at State Farm Stadium in Arizona, where the Cardinals play. So pretty much a neutral site. It's really a neutral site where they're going to play that game. So due to the wildfires, that game has been moved. I don't know if the scheduling is still there. I don't know if the times are still there. I think the times are still there too, if I'm not mistaken. But let's go ahead and get to tomorrow's matchups real quick before I let y'all go. Like I said, I'm not going to be here alone. Like I said, not a lot of football going on, but very important football for that matter. So we know tomorrow, Broncos, Bills. Like I said, that's the first game of the football, the first wild card playoff game of the day tomorrow. And then after that, then you got the Packers and then the Eagles. And then after that, you got the Commanders and the Buccaneers, which is tomorrow night at 8:30. 8 o'clock. Then on Monday, that game, like I said, it had been moved to Arizona. It's at 8 p.m., 6 p.m. local time. So pretty much that game with the wildfires, that game's been moved to Arizona. So just to give my predictions, and I'll get into everything later, I would say tomorrow, I think Buffalo's going to pull this mic up. I would say tomorrow, Buffalo, they're going to come out. Buffalo going to be ready tomorrow. I think Denver, Bo Nix ain't a bad quarterback. Sean Payton has done a great job with Bo Nix. Matter of fact, he's done a great job with the Broncos within themselves. Hey, listen, my thing is, everybody like, why he get rid of Russell Wilson? But guess what? He got Bo Nix, went to the playoff with a rookie quarterback. Same thing with Dan Quinn and Jaden Daniels. So a lot of rookies are showing up in these playoffs and playing pretty good. So Just my observation, my assumption, just in my opinion, I like Buffalo winning that game tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, I think Philly. Philly. They're gonna show out. Green Bay, I don't think they're ready yet. The defense that Philly has, pretty much they're pretty good. Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts. I forgot who the tight end was for Philadelphia. Don't get me to thinking. Like I said, Philly has a lot of firepower. I don't think they're going to be enough for. I don't think the Packers defense is really going to be able to handle all that firepower that Philly has. Now, not to say the Packers are a bad team. I just think that Jordan Love, I think he's still hurt too, if I'm not mistaken. He may still be have a lingering injury. I do like I'm saying the Eagles beating the Packers. Fly Eagles fly. Bills Mafia showing up tomorrow, beating the Broncos. Now here's my dilemma. The game is tomorrow night between the Bucks and the Commanders. That's gonna be an interesting game right there. I mean, Baker Mayfield on fire with Mike Evans, but the Commanders, they got a hell of a defense. I mean, they got some good people on offense too. You know, with McLaurin, Jaden Daniels, Zach Ertz, a couple other players on that offense. For the Commanders, and also they got a pretty good defense as well. That game go either way. Listen, I don't know who's gonna win that game tomorrow night. I know tomorrow night game gonna be a good game. I think that game going up to the wire, and I'm like the Commanders gonna win, or the Bucks are gonna win. Ain't no telling who's gonna win that game. That game is gonna be down to the wire. And to be honest with you, I really don't have a flavor. I literally don't have a clear favorite in that game tomorrow night. That's gonna be an interesting game. Monday night, and I'll probably say this tomorrow night after the stream, because I'm streaming tomorrow night covering these games too as well. I think just in my opinion, here's what I believe. I think the Vikings win that game. Vikings, now they didn't do good in the Detroit game, but like I say, the Vikings, not taking anything away from them. I think the Vikings are gonna be a complete team. I mean, the Vikings probably won't. They probably win that game out, and then with the Rams having to move and dealing with the fires and their families and safety, health and safety, this allowing their mind. I think the emotional stress pretty much gonna overwhelm them. Even though still gotta play the football game, but at the same time, I just don't think the Rams psychologically. I think the Rams psychologically or mentally doesn't have the capacity or the will to even play. Even if they did, I think Minnesota would still won that game. But I just think the Rams are just not to say. I'm not saying that they're checked out, but they're just kind of out of it right now. So I do like the Vikings winning their Monday night game. But at any rate, congrats to the Steelers. Congrats to the Ravens and the Texans. Y'all got the energy. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow night after the Commanders and Bucks game on tomorrow night, covering all this stuff and everything. So I'm gonna see y'all soon. Peace out. Bye bye. I told you I wasn't gonna leave y'all.